Is it a question here of who's going to bounce back quickest from European disappointment, really?
Well, I think when you look at both teams, I think Newcastle have come away with some pride from their performance, certainly. A tougher task at PSG as well. So I think Newcastle are still coming away with their tails up. They've taken 4 points out of 6 from PSG in the group as well, which is fantastic for them. And I'm just looking at the league table here, Jim, and to be honest with you, if Newcastle aspirations about qualifying for the Champions League again, let alone my early summer prediction of Newcastle will win the Premier League this year.
There you go.
They've got to beat Man United at this game. If they do, the chances are they're going to bounce up above United and above Tottenham potentially. So, and that condenses the top half of the division again. Yeah,
it is a massive game, Martin. I mean, here we are just into December, and this is huge, massive for each club.
It is. Just to give some perspective, both managers are up for awards for Manager of the Month. Manchester United have won 5 of the last 6 games. I know that there's always a crisis just around the corner for Manchester United, but just to be aware of what they've been achieving. Although you feel that if they lose this one, then there's trouble again at the manager's door. Harry Maguire actually is actually unlisted, and Gordon as players of the month. They're in the nominees. So the teams are in really good form. And I thought Newcastle the other night, that Livramento, what a player he was at left back, charging down the wing, pace, power, directness. Those two, I mean, as a pair on that left-hand side, is probably as good as anything as I've seen. They're relentless. Now, whether this comes, I think the biggest thing now is the fact it's a home game. 52,000 Geordies really getting behind their team. The atmosphere now, it drives the players on, and they're just going to new levels. They're relentless, Jim. They run till they drop. Yeah. So I'm not sure Manchester United can cope with that. I don't think they've got the necessary players, certainly in midfield, to protect. Maybe Varane comes back. Isak as well is at another level.
Now, listen, you're saying both managers up for awards. So have you gone full circle on Ten Hag? Because you said his time was maybe up sooner than later.
Yes, and everything. Yes, I'm very clear in what I said. I said if he loses the next 3 games, he's out. And he didn't lose the 3rd one, and he's stayed and he's turned it round. There are games I might have expected him to win, but it's game to game. He manages from match to match. His goalkeeper let him down the other night. I mean, in your Champions League, been a disaster for them. So it's contrasting. Stuart's right in saying, Jim, they both suffered disappointing results in midweek, but I think that Newcastle can be proud of. They're rubbing shoulders now with the big boys. Like PSG, they took them to the wire, and they want to be back there next year. So 6 versus 7 is massive, and they do need to win this game. And I think they're more than capable of doing that. But they've got so many injuries. I think there was an injury list of 14 players out going into the game. So. Yeah. I mean, they were putting goalkeepers on the bench and youngsters, some really good players.
I think the good thing about the game, Martin, as well, from us that are going to go and watch it and whatever, you can't, in your wildest dreams, think that this is going to finish 0-0.
No, that's right.
You know what I mean? Both teams are going to score at least 1 goal, I would suspect.
Yeah.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.